This video is part of the certification program, SABA, Spreadsheet Applications in Business Analytics. Please contact if you want to apply for the certificate program, or for more details.
Okay, now we will be moving on to font. So this is a very raw data. So what does the header says, or what does the description says? A new joinee in an organization was given a task to create a daily report. He created the following report. Now you as a manager need to rectify it by applying different font styles. So now you can see what is wrong with this data. So there is nothing wrong with this data. The data is correct, but the only thing is the view of the data. So what is happening now? So you can see that all the headers means the heading of the data is in different style. Okay. Now I can see there is a serviced month, which is hash hash hash. I'm not able to understand what is that. Uh, some are in bold, some are in some different alignments, some different styles. So what I'm going to do is, the basic thing that we need to really take care of any type of data is it should have a one single standard format. Okay. So when I just talk about format, it doesn't say that it has to be one single alignment. No, I'm talking about one style which is uh, looking good, or which really appears good when we look at the data. Okay, so guys, when you see this type of data, there's nothing wrong with this data. The only thing is the numbers. It denotes that there are numbers in this cell. The only thing is it is not getting fitted into that particular column. So what you can do is, if you just exceed the length, you can view the data. So it happens only with numbers. Otherwise, if there is any text data, it actually overflows that particular column, and it just overflows and still it is visible. But when we are talking about anything numerical, so it will just show it you as hash hash hash. There's no error. Just don't get afraid about that, that you have done something wrong. It is just that you need to adjust the column width. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, the first thing is I'll try to fix one single style of the data. Okay, so a lot of when you guys will start working, when you are creating any kind of report, your manager is going to actually tell you about what standard format that you are using, that is your font, what is the style you are using, what is the uh, number that is in terms of font, number that you are using, whether you are using bold, italics, or underlining the data. Then we'll be talking about the borders, fill the color, and text color. Okay, that is your font color and font fill in color. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is, I'll try to adjust this data by clearing all the font styles that has been used. So how to do that? Very simple function that we have, that is clear. Under home tab, you can see this is home tab, and you can see this eraser kind of thing, clear. So it says delete everything from the cells, or selectively remove the formatting, the contents, or the comments. So if I just click on clear, it is going to clear the entire text. Okay, I'll just show it to you. It says clear all. We don't want that. Okay, we want the data. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just saying clear formats. Okay, see, if I just clear formats, it is even changing the dates. Okay, so guys, if you don't know why it has converted to a number, it is just because all the dates are being read as number in the Excel file. So it is not being read as date. So what you have to do is, either you change the date font, that is the date style, or what I can do is, I'll just select the data set, go to clear formats, and highlight these cells, and go to, instead of journal settings. Guys, don't worry about this. We will be talking about all these things in later sessions. But as of now, you can just understand that we can change it to a short date. Okay, this is how you can change the text, that is your numbers or into certain dates. Fine. So now I have cleared this, all the different styles that was being applied by the new joinee. He was not really aware when and where, you know, they were collecting data, whatever, the font were highlighted, they started applying it, or they started copying data from different sources where the data might have different font styles. So it has been applied in your data set. Okay. So now once I have cleared it, I can see that it is in a readable format now. Okay. So what I can do is I can quickly change the header styles. So now we'll be talking about the styles of the font. So when I just talk about styles, these are the different styles, that is your theme fonts, which are available under Excel. Guys, many a times you can see that, if I have a very long list, you might not have this long list. So don't worry, it is just the version that you have downloaded or you which is available on your system. So don't really panic that this Ahori or this Aharoni or Batang is not available. Don't panic. Uh, these are just the packages which are available or the styles which are available under that particular Microsoft Excel file. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, there are very common font styles, which is Calibri. Then you have Times New Roman. Then you have Arial Black, and then you can just see that you do have these many styles. Okay, so how to apply these? This is very simple. What I'm going to do is highlight that particular cell, go to that style. We are just applying Arial as of now. I'll go and click under Arial. So now you can see that the style here and the style here is slightly different. Okay. So whatever style or font style you want, you just need to apply by clicking on the drop down menu bar. Okay. So if I am just clicking on one particular cell, the way I just talked to you about alignments, we can use Format Painter, apply it to all the text. Okay, now you can still see it has again changed, because you can see this was general over here. But if I click on this, I don't want general settings, I want the date settings. So I'm just going and changing it again. Okay, so this is one drawback when you are applying Format Painter. So this needs to be taken care of. Okay. Guys, how to adjust the width of all the columns is, you can just select, you can see this plus sign coming over here, just double click, it will be adjusted as per the text available under that particular column. Okay, so this is how you can adjust it. Okay, so the next one is, once I have changed this to Arial, I can also increase or decrease the font size. So I do have the headers over here. I'll select all the headers and try to increase the font size maybe to 12, because I want the headers to stand out than the rest of the data. Okay, I can just give 12, 14, whatever you want. I'll just keep 14. Okay, you can see that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18. There are all even numbers available. If I just say that if I want 13, how to do that? It cannot be done. Don't worry, we can still do it. It's just that you need to highlight this number and type in 13. Okay, so this is how you can keep the font size as 13. The other way is, if you want to increase the size of the font, you can see there is one capital A here and a smaller A, but it is again capital only. But these are the shortcuts wherein you can increase the height of the, or the increase the font size of the text. So if I click on this, you can see the font size has increased. If I click on the smaller A, decrease font size, it will decrease the font size of the text. Okay, so this is primarily about the font size. So you can change it over here. You can use either one of these functions to increase or decrease the font size. And we talked about Arial font style of the text. Now we'll be talking about bold, italics, and underline. So you might have, you might have done in multiple reports to make the headers as bold. Why to make it as bold? Because it really stands out. So headers, we'll just try to make it bold. Okay. And if you want, you can even do it as italics. So italics is nothing but a different style of writing the text. You can also underline them. So if I use this function underline, you can see there is one underline which has been inserted in this cells. Okay, so this is how you can increase or decrease the size and change the font styles. Okay, so now once we have done that, I can also add colors in terms of filling the color or adding color to only the text. How we can do that? If I just click on this one particular cell, or if I just select the headers, go to this fill color option, what it is going to do is fill color option is going to fill the cells with that particular color. So there are a lot of colors. You can select either one of the colors as per your requirement. These are the standard colors, that is your red, blue, green, different options under greens. And then you have no fill, wherein if you have filled the text with some, or you have filled the cells with some color, you can use this option and put it as no fill. Okay, we'll just quickly fill it with the, say, this color. Okay, so now you can see it has created, or it has created a very eye soothing text or data for you now. Okay, I'll just try to show it to you that if you don't want any color, you can use this no fill color. Okay guys, when we were talking about the RGB function, or the RGB color styles. So that is nothing but when we are talking about Excel, it actually reads all the colors only in red, green, and blue. RGB, which stands for red, G for green, and blue, that is B. Okay, so where I can find them is if I click on this option and go to more colors, you can see under custom, this is the color model over here. Okay, so when we are talking about 255, all these 255 becomes actually white. And if I just give a 0 to all these colors, it is going to become as black. Okay, so this is how you can change one particular color. So at times, if you are working on reports, there are, if somebody asks you to do RGB, R as 350, or 210, and then G as 190, or B as 150. So don't worry about that you have not learned about this function. You will be finding under custom. Okay, so many a times, when you are publishing any kind of reports, especially financial reports, the companies might ask you to have these kind of color model RGB codes. Okay, so this is how you can change the RGB codes. Otherwise, if you are working on any reports and you want one specific color, you can choose either one of them by selecting or clicking on this hexagon. Okay, fine. So now I'm not using either one of them. I'll just give a nice color, fill the color with the, let's say, this dark blue. So once you can see, if I have filled with dark blue, the text, that is, the subdivision, rep ID, and all these headers are not really visible. So what I can do is I can use the text color option, that is this option. It says your font color. So what it is going to do is this is going to fill the color, fill the cell with the color, that is background of that particular cell, and this is going to change the text color. I'll go and choose either one of the colors. So you can see this is standing out, or you can also use white. This is also standing out. Okay. So this is how you can create a report which has different styles of fonts. Okay.
This video is part of the certification program, SABA, Spreadsheet Applications in Business Analytics. Please contact if you want to apply for the certificate program, or for more details.